What's up everyone, Darcblade here with a quick information video regarding this week's limited bounties and event quests for Monster Hunter Wilds. We also cover miscellaneous news, and this is for the week starting the 15th of October 2025. So let's jump into this. First of all, in regards to miscellaneous news, well, it's a little bit quiet at the moment. We still have the France and the US championships coming up if you're into a little bit more of a competitive Monster Hunter scene. We also have the Halloween seasonal event coming next week. During the next reset, the spooky event will start, decorating the Grand Hub with tons of Halloween themed decorations. There'll be new outfits to earn new layered armors, all that good stuff. There'll be daily limited bounties and returning event quests. So it's going to be a good few weeks when that arrives. Finally, for miscellaneous news, for those of you who aren't aware, the Omega Planetes guide went up on the channel recently. This includes a guide to the normal Omega Planetes as well as the Savage version of the monster. So if you haven't already done so, check the video out, hopefully it helps. If not, there are plenty of tips and tricks from the community in the comments section to help you out. But let's move on to this week's activities. First of all, the limited bounties. As always, these are found by talking to the Courier Palico at the support desk or in your menus. This week we have the following. First of all is to complete 5 quests ranked 1 star or higher. This means pretty much any quest. And for doing so, you'll get some Armor Sphere Plus. Next up is to complete 3 quests in the Windward Plains. This can be done at any rank, and for doing so you'll get Silver Melding Ticket and some advanced Armor Spheres. Next up is to hunt 5 large, high-rank flying wyvern monsters, which include the likes of Rathian, Rathalos, Regios, so on and so forth, and for doing so you'll get a silver relic ticket and some hard armor spheres. Next up is to hunt 3 high-rank Seregios, and for doing so you'll get some Orichalcite, heavy armor sphere, and a pick-a-mill voucher, and then finally is to complete 5 tempered monsters ranked 9 star or higher, which is the hardest monsters in the game pretty much. And for doing so, you'll get some silver melding tickets that can be used to craft various talismans at the Elder Melder. You also have your miscellaneous limited bounties in the form of the arena limited bounties, fishing limited bounties, and endemic life limited bounties that you can participate in if you want to for some extra rewards. Now, as for the event quests, of course we still have the permanent event quests, which I'm not going to cover here. The permanent event quests are basically your arch-tempered monsters, as well as the event quests that yield armor spheres and specialized mining materials. Savage Omega is also included amongst these permanent event quests. But what about the rotational event quests, the event quests that rotate out every few weeks? Well, first of all, we still have the White Wonder, a 9 star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 100 or above and has players taking on a tempered Blangonga in the Ice Shard Cliffs. Nothing super special about the monster, although this is one of the only ways I've actually seen that we've been able to get a 9 star Blangonga, so I don't know if these are going to be restricted to event quests. I thought you could find them in the wild as well, but I've yet to find one. Anyway, regardless, this event quest, for completing it, will reward you with quite a few glowing stones that can be turned into random talismans. Next up is Frenzy, or Be Frenzied Upon, an 8 star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 41 or above and has players taking on a Frenzied Nursilla and Frenzied Gypseros in the Wounded Hollow, the arena. And for completing this quest, you are rewarded with skull tickets. These can be taken to the blacksmith to craft the skull mask, a unique armor piece that is good for layered armor. Next up is No More Mr. Ice Guy, a 6 star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 31 or above and has players taking on a tempered Blangonga in the Ice Shard Cliffs. Nothing super special about the monster itself, but for completing this quest, you're rewarded with quite a few decorations that you can slot into your armor. The next quest is Shining Blades Against the Dull Wasteland, a 6 star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 31 or above and has players taking on a Seregios in the Windward Plains. So this is a good event quest to do if you want to get the weeklies done quickly, the weekly limited bounties I mean. And for completing this quest you're rewarded with quite a few decorations that are of the weapon variety, so weapon decorations. Next up is Ballet in the Rain, a 5 star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 21 or above and has players taking on a tempered Lalabarina in the Scarlet Forest. Nothing super special about the monster, but for completing this quest you're rewarded with quite a few weapon decorations once again. You then have Sand Scarred Soul, a 5 star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 9 or above and has players taking on a plain Deshagama in the Windward Plains. And for completing this quest you're rewarded with more armor decorations. Finally, there is Stalking Supper, a 4-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 9 or above, and has players taking on a Chematrice in the Windward Plains. Now, why would you want to take this quest on? Well, you're rewarded with quite a few ingredients that you can use in your cooking, especially the Cunifer cheese. So it's a ingredient farming hunt. But that's about it for all the event quests we have this week. Of course, there are still some arena event quests, or challenge quests as they're called. We have Boundless Blades, which is a 6-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 31 or above, and has players taking on a Sregios in the Wounded Hollow. Now, for completing this quest and getting a certain score, you'll be rewarded with various pendants. These pendants will be given out at a later date, and normally these pendant challenge quests don't return, so try to make the time to get it done if you're interested in getting any of the pendants. We then have the free quests that are tied to the France and US championships, including Unpierceable and Unstoppable, Event Mark of a True King, and Event Ignition to the Top. All of these are practice event quests. There are no tangible rewards for completing any of them. But that about wraps up this week's limited bounties and event quests, as well as miscellaneous news. A little bit of a slow week, but that is going to change during next week's reset, when the Halloween event arrives. Arch-Tempered New Udra is also on the horizon, so there is going to be plenty to take part in soon. But what are your thoughts? Please leave a comment down below, and until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing a quick information video regarding this week's limited bounties, event quests and miscellaneous news for Monster Hunter Wilds. Hope you enjoyed it, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.